Good? All right, Stormlock fans. We're coming to you live from Pagel Arena in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Former home of Tonka Toys for all you people that are familiar with those. Playing the Skippers for the 5th time so far this year. Stormlocks are 4-0 against them. Hopefully I didn't just jinx that. Looking out at the players, looks like we might be short one player today. Other than that, full roster. I believe we're gonna have Whitey in the net. We will see, but I believe that's the rotation the coaches are going with today. We're a little behind schedule. There's about 2 minutes left in warm-ups, so we will be back in a few minutes. All right, folks, referees are ready. Minnetonka's ready. Stormox just saying one last thing to their goalie. Oh, they're going to go with... Is that Braden in net? Or him?
I can't see it. I lost it.
All right, Kuzmarczyk throws it in. Schneider in on the forecheck. Plastic into support. Clark along the wall now. Stormox hold his own. Schneider dumps it down low to Plastic. Plastic spins around. Plastic looks out to the point. Kuzmarczyk rips one on goal. Deflected, but put wide. And we're going to get a penalty on Minnetonka here. Cross-checking into the boards on Plastic. So Stormox, 30 seconds in, are going to go on the power play. Refs are checking mouth guards. Looks like Clark's got kicked out. Must have to do something different with it. Now Nichols takes the face-off over to Schneider. Schneider on net. Giannetti was looking for a tip. Now here we go. Stormox still controlling. Out to the point. Duda walks the line, shoots. Schneider tried to tip, but the Tonka goaltender holds on, so we'll do it again. Now Giannetti's going to take this face-off. Giannetti wins it. Over to Plastic. Plastic over to Duda. Duda wants a shot on net. Giannetti tries the backhand. Duda holds his own. Over to Plastic. Back to Duda. Duda over to Clark. Clark along the wall. Clark back up to Duda, who walks. Back to Clark. Clark drives in. Clark. Oh, he tried a centering pass, looking for a tip. Now Plastic. Over to Duda. Duda gets around his guy, skins. Plastic now in for a shot. Plastic just wide. Clark to retrieve. Along the half wall, over to Duda. Duda wants a shot. Schneider tried for a tip, but went into the Minnetonka's glove. So 29 seconds left in the power play. Back to Duda. Duda walks the line. Gets it over to Clark. Clark all the way over to Giannetti. Giannetti shoots. Tipped wide. Clark still got it along the half wall. Clark now takes his time over to Duda. Duda over to Giannetti. Giannetti back to Duda. Over to Clark. Clark looking. Oh, looking for a Nichols on the backdoor slam, but just missed. Couldn't connect. So back goes Duda to retrieve, and Minnetonka is at full strength. Now Clark still's got it. Clark behind his own net. Out to Charchenko. Charchenko into the netting. And we'll get a neutral zone. No, defensive face-off here. Coots, Charchenko, Molters, Seaver, Kent. Seaver on the draw. Minnetonka wins it. They try to go get it down low, but they go D to D pass now. Now Coots in the corner. Coots retrieves. Coots spins around. And Minnetonka scores. Minnetonka with a 1-0 lead. Now Puente, Nichols, Giannetti, Puente, back to Kuzmarczyk, over to Duda. Duda looks, tries to stretch pass. Minnetonka was able to block it a little bit. Now Puente goes up ice with it. Back to neutral zone. Kuzmarczyk over to Giannetti. Giannetti back with it. Giannetti spins around, over to Puente. Puente up the ice. Back to Duda, over to Kuzmarchek. Kuzmarchek's pass was blocked. Now back to Duda. Duda up to Nichols. Nichols chips it up the ice. Puente goes in for it. Puente, shot. Oh, off the post. And back comes Minnetonka the other way. Now Duda tries to chip it over Kuzmarchek. No penalty on that one. Now here comes Duda. Duda spins around, stays in the corner. Duda chips all the way up to Nichols at center ice, and they dump it in, and they're going to change. Well, back comes Minnetonka. Intercepted by Clark. Clark past center ice, over to Giannetti. Giannetti tries to dump it in the zone, but it was chipped into the Minnetonka bench, so we'll get a neutral zone face-off. Now Coots tries to get up to Plastic. Now Clark. Puck kind of chipping around here a little bit. Now Minnetonka comes away with it. Into the zone they come. They drop past it, down into the corner. Minnetonka, little D-to-D passing now, and the puck goes out of the play up into the walking path. And the Minnetonka kids go run to retrieve. Clark on the draw. Classic, Schneider, Kuts, Charchenko. Back to Charchenko. Charchenko up the boards. Was looking for a pass. And they just couldn't connect. Clark wins it back to Coots. Coots spins up the boards, gets it to Plastic, out of the zone. Now Minnetonka D-to-D passing. Up center ice, 3-on-2 if they want it. Good back checking by Schneider. Shot on goal, saved Hansen. And they go out to the top of the zone, but not out. Another shot blocked by Schneider. Now Coots gets a stick on it. Well, here comes Minnetonka back out to the point. Another shot, goes wide. Plastic into retrieve. Coots into the corner, tries to battle with him. Minnetonka spins out of it. Now here comes Minnetonka out to the point. Shot blocked by Hansen into the corner. Now here comes Clark with it, tries to get it out. Now Coots has got it. Coots off the boards, back to Charchenko. Charchenko chips it up. Not out though. And there, now Charchenko gets it to center ice. Offsides, Minnetonka. Good stick by Coots just to chip it out. And the Stormhawks are going to change all five. Now Minnetonka dumps it down deep. Marchek back to retrieve. Spins away. Spins again. Now Seaver tips it up. Molter's on the forecheck. And we'll get an icing on the Stormhawks. So Stormhawks a little sloppy here in the first 6 minutes of the game. Minnetonka with a 1-0 lead. Shots are 4 for Tonka, 5 for the Storm. Seaver on the draw. Seaver wins it back to Duda. Duda. Now Minnetonka intercepts. They try a centering pass, but good stick by Duda and Kuzmarchek. Now Minnetonka looking out to the point. They get it to the point. Now they'll half wall. They're looking all the way across to the dot. Oh, they look for a tip and it goes over the goal. Now Minnetonka is going to get called for another penalty here, tripping. So 8:50 left, first period. Stormhawks on the power play. Gianetti's going to take the draw. Puck ends up going behind Minnetonka's goaltender and they end up chipping it out. I don't know if that's going to get down all the way to the ice, but yep, icing on Minnetonka. Now Clark on the draw. Clark on his strong side, gets it back to Duda. Duda walks the line, cuts in. Now Clark. Clark looking, back over to Duda. Back to Clark. Clark drives in. Oh, he wanted a centering pass to Gianetti. Squirts all the way in the corner to Plastic. Plastic out to Duda. Duda. Back to Clark. Now Duda. Duda walks in. Shot. Hits Schneider. Goes into the corner. Clark gets it to Duda. Duda over to Plastic. Plastic now is going to drive in. Plastic gets their own guy. Shoots. Puck blocked by Minnetonka. The other way they go. Oh, good stick by Gianetti. Puck goes right on goal though. Now here come the Stormhawks the other way. Up to Schneider. Schneider gets it over to Gianetti. Gianetti with speed. Gets it into the zone. Over to Schneider. Schneider drives in. Shoots. Tries 5-hole. Oh, Clark wanted a rebound. Just couldn't connect. Now Minnetonka's got it with 10 seconds left in the power play for the Stormhawks, and they flip it out to center ice. Uh-oh. Puck gets behind Duda. Minnetonka's going to try to drive in. Shot. Saved by Hansen. Hansen needed to come up with that one. And here he does. Now Minnetonka, full strength. Clark, Nichols, Moulter, and we're offsides. 7:03 left, first period. Tonka up 1-0. Puente, Moulter, Nichols, Puente. Over, here comes Minnetonka now. They dump it in deep. They go in for a retrieve. Charchenko tries chipping it up the wall, does. Nichols is there too. Nichols gets by one guy. We got a 2-on-1. Oh, Moulter, I'm sorry, Moulter. Moulter's gonna drive it all the way in. Moulter tried to get it over to Nichols, and he just got broken up. Now here comes, oh, it passed intercepted temporarily. Moulter tries to hold the zone, but it comes out to neutral ice. Now here comes Minnetonka, 3-on-2 if they want it. Good back checking there. Now it goes out to Nichols. Nichols with some speed. Nichols, what's he gonna do? Stays wide. Nichols, oh, he does the Gretzky turn. Oh, he tried to get it deep. But here comes Minnetonka. They come and score. Referees are discussing it. They're trying to see if it's a no goal. They're gonna call it. Referees discussing with Coach Madsen now, saying, hey, no goalie interference. And we have a good goal at 6:05, so Stormhawks down 0-2. Clark wins the draw over to Duda. Duda all the way up to Seaver. Seaver right back to Clark. Clark into the zone. Clark looking. Clark goes for a skate. Hard spin. Seaver here to help support. Puck goes down the wall. Duda holds. Well, now back comes Minnetonka now. Icing on Minnetonka. We'll get an offensive zone face-off. Actually, Minnetonka's going to go on the power play here. Not sure what the penalty was. Nichols, Schneider, Duda, Kuzmarchuk. Back to Kuzmarchuk. Over to Duda. Duda up to Schneider. Schneider dumps it in low. Nichols wants to go in on the forecheck. Nichols wins the battle. He's got Schneider center. Oh, he just couldn't get it over to him. Nichols just doing his best to hold the puck right in the corner there. Wasted another 5-6 seconds for sure. Now here comes Minnetonka. Up the wall through center ice. Now into the zone. Stormox just content to let him set up. Cross ice pass. Now out to the point. Saved by Hansen, and Schneider throws it down. We're going to get an icing on the Stormox. All right, we're back. Oh, puck right in front of the Hansen, but it deflects into the corner. 30 seconds left in the penalty kill. 4:30 left in the first period. Now Minnetonka spins around, out to the point. Now down low. Duda steals, comes away with it. Chips it up the boards, gets it to Clark. Clark and Giannetti, we got a 2-on-1. Clark goes wide, and the Stormox are just offsides. Stormox just a little discombobulated. So Giannetti, Clark, Kutz, Charchenko. Into the zone it goes, 5 seconds left on the penalty kill. Now here comes Minnetonka into the zone. Kutz wants to drive, gets him into the corner. Now behind the net. And an errant pass out to center ice, and the Stormox are at full strength. Now back comes Minnetonka. Into the zone. Charchenko chips him off the puck. Good job by Plas, gets it out. Now Giannetti goes wide. Giannetti's trying to cut in hard. Tries cut center. Oh, looking for Cody for a drop pass, and they couldn't connect. Now back comes Minnetonka now. Into the zone. Clark over to support. Now into the other corner. Kutz goes in. Now Kutz comes away with it. Kutz up the board to Plasik. Plasik just chips it out to center ice. Back into the zone. Duda. Stormox all out of sorts here, down 3-0. 2:57 left in the first period. Now Puente, Molter, Schneider out there. Puente in on the forecheck. Puente comes away with it. Puente was trying to get a past this center ice there. Now Minnetonka at center ice. Marchek back to retrieve. I mean, Minnetonka looks like they just want it more right now. Molter. Schneider now. Schneider's showing some effort. Goes down low. Schneider gets around one guy. Schneider's looking for somebody. Oh, it comes over to Nichols. Nichols wanted to go right back to him, and they couldn't connect. Now Minnetonka down low behind their own net. Minnetonka up the boards. Charchenko in to retrieve. Just throwing it out to center ice. The Storm do no puck control right now. Now into the zone they bring it. They come wide. Coots stick on stick. Now into the corner. Charchenko battles with him. Charchenko uses his strength. Wins the battle. Gets it up to Seaver. Seaver gets it over to Coots behind the net. Coots spins around. Goes all the way back over to Seaver. Now Seaver comes up. Seaver tosses it in. Stormox going to change defensive pair. Oh, puck loose right in front of the center ice. Oh, another awesome chance. Squirts right between the goal. Now Clark's got it. Clark behind the net. Clark gets it over to Vlasic. Shot on goal. Backhand. Clark. Clark scores. I was just going to say the Stormox are just trying to make everything too pretty. All they got to do is just get some pucks to the net and look for the rebound, and there's plenty of opportunity, and they finally do there. All right, we're back. Puente out on ice. Minnetonka controls. Giannetti in on the forecheck. Hopefully that goal will get the Stormox going here. 25 seconds left in the period. Stormox trying to see if they can't get one more here before the period's up. Now Minnetonka comes away with it. Center ice. Giannetti, 15 seconds left. Brings it around. Puente. Puente spins again. Throws it up the board, and that should do it for the period. 5 seconds left. 4, 1, and that'll do. So we'll be back in 1 minute. All right, we're back. Period number 2. Waiting for the clock operator to put 15 minutes on the clock. Nine on 9 for shots. Stormox down 1-3. Starting lineup out there. Clark, Plastic, Schneider, Kuzmarchek, Duda. Duda now. Duda looks, gets it up the wall, looking for a stretch pass. Now here comes Minnetonka now. Good job by Kuzmarchek. Duda was tied up, so he helped out his partner there. Now into the corner it is. Plastic comes away with it, gets it to Clark. Clark to Schneider. Schneider goes wide, gets it into the zone, dumps it down low. Plastic into the forecheck. Tries to hold the zone, but just skips over his stick. And now back comes Minnetonka, but Kuzmarchek's back, rings it around, comes out to the point. Shot on goal. And Wybe's there for the save. Looks like the Stormox changed goalies between periods. So now we have Wybe in goal for period number 2. Puente out there. Puente battles along the wall. Good battle there. Coots is there to support. Coots behind the wall. Minnetonka now. Puente trying to support. Spins the other way. Now Puente gets it out of the zone, so Minnetonka will have to reset up. Puck into the corner. Puente was trying to go there for retrieval. Minnetonka gets a shot on, but now Giannetti wanted to get one all the way out to Nichols, but Minnetonka intercepted the pass, so out to center ice, they're going to play it again. Minnetonka dumps it into the zone. Coots back into retrieve. Stormox trying to get the puck out of the zone here. Up to Nichols. Nichols tries to get it out. Nichols broke his stick. Nichols kicking it with his feet, just trying to get a puck out of the zone. Finally, Stormox into retrieve now. Here comes Puente. Puente all the way down the ice for an icing. Stormox just not making their passes right now. Everybody seems a little out of sorts, so we're going to switch them up here. We got Siever, Kent, Molter, Duda, Kuzmarchek. Minnetonka wins the draw, fumbles the puck. Oh, Siever, great individual effort by him. He just basically all by himself gets it out to center ice. Good effort on his part. Now Siever. Nobody in on the forecheck for the Storm on that there. Now here comes Minnetonka. Shot on goal, but never got there. Kent gets it over to Kuzmarchek. Kuzmarchek spins. Kuzmarchek's looking. Gets it to Kent. Kent tries to chip it out. Back down low it goes. Duda to retrieve. Duda gets it up the boards to Siever. Siever stops, looking for somebody to pass to. Now over to Kuzmarchek. Kuzmarchek over to Duda. Duda tripped by the ref. No call. They try a centering pass. Goes right in front of the goalie. Still loose. Still loose. Still loose. And now it goes to the wall. Siever over there trying to stop a shot. Another shot goes wide. Now Duda's got it. Duda over to Kuzmarchek now. Kuzmarchek gets it up to Siever. Siever spins. Not out though. And then now here comes Minnetonka. Minnetonka throws one wide. Kuzmarchek in there. Duda. Minnetonka's shot into the corner. Stormox need a stoppage here. Another shot. Oh, off the side of the net. I think it hit the post. Minnetonka all over the Stormox. Now here's Duda. Spins, gets it out to Chris Schneider. Schneider, Plastic now. Plastic into the zone. Plastic tries to get down low. Over to Coots. Coots. Shot, wanted a shot, gets it into the corner. And we're gonna get a penalty on Minnetonka. Looks like either holding or slashing. Stormox are gonna go on the power play. So second period, 10:34 left. Second period, Stormox down 1-3. No, actually they go 4-on-4. No. Stormox are on the power play. Now Duda from the point. Shot, gloved by the goaltender. Now the other side, Clark on the draw. Back to Duda. Duda. Over to Giannetti. Giannetti all the way back. Clark shot. Wrister. Goes just wide. Giannetti's there. Giannetti's got it now. Back over to Clark. Clark drives in. Out to Duda. Duda back to Clark now. Clark. Back out to Duda. Duda walks the line over to Giannetti. Giannetti spins around his defender. Now Duda over to Clark. Quick pass. Back to Duda. Now a shot that goes over the net. Nichols in the corner there. Holds his own. Now Giannetti. And it comes out to neutral ice. 30 seconds left in the power play. Duda. Duda hounded by Minnetonka. He gets away from his guy. Oh, all the way up to Nichols. Stretch pass. Nichols got Schneider with him. Oh, he tried to get it over to him. Just couldn't connect. Now still in the zone. Minnetonka's going to end up coming away with it. Now they got a 2-on-1 if they want it. Schneider's back checking those. Stops that. Oh, great stick by Clark. Clark steals it from Minnetonka. Goes around his net. Gets a little separation. Clark now. Into the zone. Clark. Shot. Blocked. 9:02 left. Now puck goes out to center ice now. Minnetonka drives in. Minnetonka. They score 1-4. Coots just chipped it out there to force an offsides on Minnetonka, and they're going to switch him up. Now point A off the draw. Minnetonka wins it. Center ice. Minnetonka just looks like a much smoother team right now. Quick pass, quick shot. Saved by Wybe. Now Giannetti. Giannetti. Guy all over him. No call. Back to Duda. Duda tries to chip it over to Kuzmarchek. Minnetonka hitting all the loose pucks out to the point. That's still at the point. Good D-to-D passing by Minnetonka. Shot on goal, goes wide. Deflected. Minnetonka holds his own though. Now here's Marchek back. Spins. Checked into the boards, no call. Out to center ice, Minnetonka will have to regroup, but they still have control. Good stick by Plenty. Plenty wants to drive it deep, but it hits the Stormach on the bench, so. Get a neutral zone faceoff. 7:23 left in the second period. Stormachs win it. Over to Coots. Coots skates, dumps it in deep. Nichols goes in on the forecheck. Aaron pass. Oh, Minnetonka, I thought had Aaron pass there, but now they come back in with speed. Now Schneider gets it to Clark. Nope. Minnetonka comes back in. Stormachs again. Just look a little discombobulated. Clark pulled down from behind. No call. Oh, there is a call. Holding. Stormachs desperately need a goal here. 6:41 left in the second period. Nichols, Giannetti, Duda, Schneider, and Clark. Nichols on the draw. Nichols tries to tie up his guy. Nichols taken down, no call. Now Giannetti spins, tries a shot. Out of the zone, so we'll get a neutral zone face-off here. Wins the draw, but Stormach steal. Schneider just trying to control it. Now the Stormachs have control. They get over to Giannetti at center ice. Giannetti drives it into the zone, spins away from his defender. Got it. Now Giannetti over to Duda. Duda over to Clark. Clark wants a wrister. Good stick by Minnetonka. Now Giannetti. Giannetti drives in. Giannetti looking for a slip pass there for Clark. Out to center ice it comes now. Duda back. Duda over to Clark. Clark, center ice. Clark with some speed. Just brings it into the zone. Gets it to Duda. Duda back to Clark. Clark back to Duda. Back to Clark. Back to Duda at the blue line. Over to Giannetti. Giannetti spins away. Over to Clark. Minnetonka a little aggressive on their box here, so they need something to happen here. Now Clark, there's nobody in front. Clark looking, Clark. Spins around from one guy. Nichols, back to Clark. Nichols. And Minnetonka's able to clear, but Duda's back to retrieve. 5 seconds left in the power play. Now here comes Clark. Clark slips one. Knocked off the puck. And Minnetonka comes away with it. Now here comes Minnetonka, 3-on-1. Coots is back. Coots, Charchenko, now up to Plastic. Plastic's looking for somebody to pass to. Tries to get in the zone, does. Well, here comes Minnetonka, 3-on-2 again. Stevens comes in. Stevens, shot over the goal. Down low now. And Wyvie covers. Because Marchek just cross-checked in the back after the play, but no call. Stormachs change all 5. Set play by the Stormox. Just nobody home. And we get an icing on Minnetonka. Center ice face off. Puente, Giannetti, Nichols, Kuzmarchek, and Duda. Actually, Charchenko and Duda. No. Minnetonka into the zone. And Minnetonka. Good passing by their part. Park comes away. Giannetti throws it into the corner. Sensing trouble. Now Nichols tries to get out to the point. Minnetonka's just throwing it around, making the Stormox chase. Finally, Puente comes away with it. Giannetti to Nichols. Nichols gets it down low. Nichols in on the forecheck. Good job by him. But Minnetonka comes right back now. Shot on goal. Oh, it's a good stretch pass. Oh, goes to Schneider. They're going to call it offsides. Stormox had him caught off guard, but the referee says offsides. I don't know about that one. So all the way back it goes. Now Minnetonka's going to get a penalty for a little bit too much extracurricular language, I'll call it, I guess. Oh, no, so that guy goes to the bench. It's still 5-on-5 though. Shot, Wybe, save. Plastic comes up with it. Plastic gets it out of the zone. Now Schneider's with a little speed. Schneider cuts in. Schneider wants a shot. Rips one. On goal, blocked into the corner. Try to get back to the point. Now here comes Minnetonka. Into the zone. Now Clark. Clark up the boards, in trouble. Clark just cross-check right into the boards, no call. Finally a call. Blatant cross-check by a Minnetonka. I don't know what the ref was waiting for so long to make that call. So Stormox will go on the power play here. 2:40 left in the second period. Clark, Schneider, Giannetti, Plastic, Duda. Clark wins the draw, over to Duda. Duda over to Plastic. Plastic goes down low to Schneider. No. Plastic over to Duda. Duda over to Clark. Clark down low to Schneider. Schneider back to Clark. Back to Schneider. Back to Schneider now. Schneider gets it to Plastic. Plastic down low to Schneider. Schneider over to Clark, to Giannetti, to Plastic. Back out to Duda at the point. Duda walks the line, tries a shot, deflected. Now Plastic. Plastic's looking, get a shot on that. Guys, come on. There you go. There we go. Minnetonka comes away with it. And they dump it down low and they go for a change. Clark's back to retrieve. Now Clark up to Duda. Duda slips around one guy. 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Duda tries a starting pass. Giannetti rebound shot, blocked. Schneider out to Plastic. Over to Duda. Duda now. Clark at center ice, back to Duda. 7 seconds left on the power play. Clark brings it into the zone, cuts center. Now Minnetonka full strength. Stormhawks have about 2 seconds. Another penalty on Minnetonka, just completely shoved our guy in the back, and they're going to get called for a penalty. Pee Wee AA players can't stand on their own 2 feet. I don't understand it, guys. They just fall over. This is a AA level Pee Wee hockey, and we have fans saying that they can't skate. I don't understand it. So Stormhawks will go back on a power play. 58 seconds left in the second period. Good. Now the ref's trying to sort this out here, trying to figure out what's going on. We got 2 Minnetonka guys in the bench, 1 Stormhawks player in the bench. So, oh, yeah. All right, we're back. 5-on-4, Stormhawks do have a power play again. They need to capitalize on one of these now. Back to Clark. Clark down to Schneider. Schneider tries to back one, hand one in on goal. Clark back to Schneider. Schneider comes out now, looking out to Duda at the point. Over to Giannetti. Giannetti over to Clark. Clark drifts one, goes wide. Now Giannetti at the point. Giannetti looking. Drops one to Duda. Duda over to Clark. Clark, another wrister. Now Schneider behind his net. Schneider in front, tosses one in. Stormhawks come away with it. Duda throws it back down low to Schneider. We got a delayed penalty here. Another penalty on Minnetonka. Duda over. And that'll do it for the second period. Stormhawks down 1-4. We'll get a cross-checking or a slashing penalty on Minnetonka here. We'll be back in a minute. All right, third period underway. Stormox on the power play. Gianetti over to Duda. Duda sets it up from the point. Gianetti, shot, goes wide. Now Clark. Clark's looking. Down low to Schneider. Schneider looking out to Clark. Up to Duda. Duda over to Clark. Clark over to Gianetti. Gianetti wanted to go back. Clark scrum in front of the net, but Gianetti comes away with it. Now Duda over. Duda. Clark's got it. And the Stormox couldn't handle it. And out to center ice we go. Now Stormox past center ice, they bring it into the zone. Try a drop pass and we get an offsides, I believe. Right, back. Stormox into the zone. Puente. Puente gets it down low. Over to Gianetti. Gianetti. Over to Duda. Back to Gianetti. Gianetti walks in. Tries a shot. Blocked. Now Clark. Clark over to Duda. Back to Clark. Back to Duda. Over to Gianetti. Gianetti down low. Back to Duda. Duda finally rips one. Now Clark. Duda. Down low. Minnetonka at full strength. Schneider. Schneider behind the net. Schneider's on it. Schneider holds the zone. Gianetti. Over to Duda. Duda spins around his guy. Down low to Clark. Clark. Clark, guy all over him. Two guys all over him now. Clark tries to kick it low. Holds his own. And finally it's cleared. Gianetti goes back to retrieve. Duda now. Duda's shots or pass is blocked. Coots back behind his net. Duda chips it. Up to Molter. Molter, center ice. Molter gets it down low. Can't Seaver in to get it. Puck comes out. Good job by Molter, try to hold there. Now here comes Minnetonka, center ice. They dump it down low. Coots back to retrieve. Coots comes around. Coots tried to get up the board. Minnetonka takes a shot from the circle. Wybe gloves it down. (4-1), 11:46 left, third period. Now we're getting a cross check on the Stormox. No complaining from the Minnetonka fans this time. Minnetonka looking for a centering pass. They get one. Shot deflected up into the netting. So we're going to have to get a face-off here outside the circle. Stormox win the draw due to behind his own net. Tosses up the wall to Clark. Clark tries to chip it, breaks his stick. Minnetonka wide open net. And they bury it. So Clark broke his stick along the wall. He had to come off the ice. So Minnetonka was able to get the puck down low on the back door, and they get a goal. 5-1 Minnetonka. Minnetonka, or Chanhassen wins it. Stormox. Charchenko throws it up the boards. We'll get an icing. Shot, blocked, Wybe. Into the corner, and Puente chips it out. Now Schneider comes up. Schneider goes wide. Schneider looking for help. Goes around the net. Got Giannetti. Giannetti loses the puck.